Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Spiteful Stories. I'm your host, Marty, as always. And as always, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We're at the point we've been talking about my book, 99 Beers Off the Wall, which was the project that I did after Fish Wrap. This came out in 2002. Came out, I think, the beginning of June of 2002. So, as I've told you, I wrote it. My friend Joe Friedman, he did all the layout. He did the cover. He published it. And I got it in right away. I got it into Strand Bookstore, See Here, who handled Fish Wrap, and there was some like a consignment place in the East Village. I got it into. They actually ended up selling the most books. They had it for years. I would always like drop another 10 off, and then they'd give me a check. So anyway, I had it in those three stores. Then now my goal was to get some publicity. I had talked to buyers at Borders and Barnes and Noble, who both said, put that down for now. They both said they didn't really handle like independent authors like this, but I told them there was a chance I could get some decent publicity, and they knew me from Fish Wrap, so they knew that I was capable of getting publicity. They both said, well, if something like that if you would get some big publicity, let us know. Maybe we would change our minds about it. Everybody liked the book. But like I think I mentioned this in the last episode, I specifically remember both an editor at the Daily News and the New York Post said, it's really funny, but it does kind of glorify binge drinking and this and that. I'm like, I kept pushing that it should be like the article could be focused on that. This is a one-man Zagat's review. And these are real reviews. I am an experienced bar reviewer because I reviewed bars and restaurants for Time Out New York. So I kept pitching that idea. People were kind of waffling about it. And by now I had dropped it off to Rolling Stone, Spin, all the newspapers, TV stations. And speaking of TV stations, this could have been the huge break. Somebody, I think it was CBS, had at the time had an overnight news program. And I had dropped it off, I think just at the regular news, but I got a phone call out of the blue in the midst of trying to get publicity from a producer from the overnight news show. She was a segment producer. Saw the book, said she loved it, thought it was really funny, would like to do a segment of going to like pick out 3 bars from the book, go there, and we'll take cameras, we'll talk to people, talk to bartenders. And I said, yeah, whatever you want to do, I would love to do this. So this would have been the overnight news, but it still would have been national news. So now I call my friend at the Daily News, the New York Post, the Barnes and Noble, and Borders, and they all are like, as soon as you find out the date when it's going to air, let us know. The Daily News for sure was going to do it because he said, yeah, I'd love to run a story like maybe a day before it airs on CBS, which is fine with me. And Barnes and Noble and Borders both said that both of them said that a minimum order would have been 5,000 books. But it all kind of hinged on the CBS thing. Even though it was the overnight news, everybody was really excited about it. So I think it was like second week of June. I met with this producer. I can't think of her name. Met with the producer. There were 2 camera guys. We went to the Stone Crow Langan's bar in Midtown, which was a New York Post hangout. Steve Dunleavy used to hang out in there, if you remember him. I'll try and find a picture of him and put it up. Steve Dunleavy was known for writing drunken columns for the Post from there. We went to a third bar, and I cannot think what that was. But Langan, Stone Crow, and we went in, and it went really good. We talked to people, talked to bartenders. She said they always shoot a ton of footage, and then they whittle it down to like a 2-minute spot. So we did it. I thought it went really good. People were, even in New York, because they're walking in with a camera crew, people were all kind of excited about it. Now I'm really excited. But all I kept hearing from papers, Barnes and Noble, Borders is like, tell us when the date is going to be. So the producer said she didn't know. She said she'll just, pitch this weekly. She said they had editorial pitch meetings. And this was going to be like a fluff piece for a slow news night. So like I say, this is about second week of June. So she gave me her number, and I didn't want to pester her. I'm like, well, as soon as you find out, could you let me know? She said she would probably know like a week in advance. So, I'm on pins and needles here, waiting for this thing, waiting for the news to drop. It could have been a huge break because, like, if we would have gotten in the Daily News, just say, and the New York Post, and on CBS. Imagine what else probably would have followed. A lot. So, I mean, 99 beers could have really turned into something. So, got to be like mid-July, a month had gone by. So I called her. She's like, "No, I'm still pitching it. We just have had a lot of stuff come up, and this is a pure puff piece." She said her boss kept encouraging her, saying she said it turned out really good. It edited well. I was good on camera. She said. So she said she'd keep pushing it, and hopefully, she said she was hoping maybe in August it would slow down and they could do it then. So I'm calling everybody up. Well, it looks like it's going to be in August. Well, let us know, as soon as you find out. I keep going back and forth with this producer. Finally, it gets to be mid-September. Now, like almost 3 months has gone by, and I'm thinking, is this ever going to air? She called me this time with bad news. She's like, "I hate to tell you this. This is the part of my job that I hate." My boss just looked at it again and he's like, you know what? We're going into fall now. Everybody's in short sleeves and it's summer. It looks like summertime. Just kill it. We're not going to use it. So they killed the piece. Call everyone back. The Daily News. Oh, they're not going to go with it. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do anything either. The New York Post, they decided not to. Barnes and Noble and Borders, no. That killed everything. And really was a disappointment. I mean, when you do stuff like this, you got to brace for failure, for disappointment. You always hope for the best. And this could have been such a huge break, though. But anyway, in the end, I think we sold 400 or 500 books through the years. The Strand held on. So I think the Strand sold it for 1 or 2 years, but I think total they probably sold 60 books. The consignment shop sold a lot. I mean, I was selling books there all the way up to when I moved. They would get like 10 books. I got to know the owner, and I wish I could think of the name of it. They'd get 10 books, and usually like after about 6 months, I would just pop in there. I liked the store. And he'd say, "Oh, we sold all of them. Bring some more. I'll give you a check." So that was 99 beers off the wall. We're into 2002. And so almost so close, but not quite there. So I was happy with the book, though. Thought it turned out well. And now we're going to go into what I did after the 99 beers book for the next few years. I didn't really do a whole lot, but I'll show you in the next episode. So that was 99 beers off the wall. It takes us into 2002. I'll take you to the years 2003 to 2006 in the next episode. Didn't really do a whole lot in those 3 years other than just kind of recover from all I had done. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. And we will see you all next week. Have a great week, everybody.